Good morning, dear students. Welcome to pathology class. Last class we have discussed about inflammation. Today is the continuation of inflammation. Last class we have discussed definition of inflammation and component of acute inflammation. What are the cardinal signs of inflammation? Advantage, disadvantage of inflammation, and some nomenclatures of inflammation. Exudate and transudate. Today I will discuss about the reactions of acute inflammation. Very important. The reactions, two type: vascular reaction or vascular change, cellular reaction or cellular events that consist of leukocyte extravasation and phagocytosis. First, vascular change or vascular response or vascular events. Vascular phenomenon plays a major role in acute inflammation because the main mechanism of host defense against microbes, antibodies, and leukocytes are normally carried in the bloodstream, and all the events occur in the bloodstream. So it is very important phenomenon. This is the normal blood vessels. This is the arterial end, and this is the venous end. And in normal condition, there is no net outflow. But in case of inflammation, there is vasodilation, and the arterial end dilated, venous end dilated, and there is outflow is increased, and increased hydrostatic pressure from inside to outside, and decreased colloidosmotic pressure from outside to inside. This is the difference. Now, what are the vascular change? And change in the vascular flow and caliber. The changes occur in the following order. Vasodilation is the earliest manifestation of acute inflammation. Very important. The first response of inflammation is vasodilation. Sometimes it follows a transient constriction of arteriole, and it causes increased blood flow, and it is induced by several mediators like histamine and nitric oxide. So the first response is vasodilation, that is enlargement of the blood vessel. As a result, blood flow is increased and heat and redness is produced. And vasodilation quickly followed by increased permeability of the microvasculature and outpouring of protein-rich fluid and inflammatory cell in the extravascular tissue. That is, first response is vasodilation and second response is increased vascular permeability. And both of these two are vascular response. Very important. Vascular events are two types: vasodilation first and then increased vascular permeability or vascular leakage. The loss of fluid and increased vascular diameter lead to slower of the blood flow and concentration of red cells in the small vessels, and increased viscosity of the blood is increased. The change result in dilated small vessels are packed with slowly moving red cells, a condition termed stasis. The eventual slowing of the circulation result of increased vascular permeability leading to stasis. And as stasis develops, leukocytes accumulate along the vascular endothelium. And leukocytes then stick to the endothelium, and soon they migrate through the vascular wall in the interstitial tissue. And leukocytes accumulate along the vascular endothelium is called margination. And leukocytes then stick to the endothelium is called adhesion, and soon they migrate through the vascular wall in the interstitial tissue called transmigration or diapedesis. Now, increased vascular permeability or second response or vascular leakage. It is the hallmark of acute inflammation. Increased vascular permeability is the hallmark of acute inflammation, and leading to escape of protein-rich fluid in the extracellular tissue. This is called exudation or edema, and the product is called exudate. There is increased hydrostatic pressure caused by vasodilation, and increased osmotic pressure, decreased osmotic pressure caused by leakage of high protein-rich fluid across the leakage endothelial gap, resulting in marked net outflow fluid and edema formation. So first vascular response is vasodilation and increased blood flow, and second vascular response is vascular leakage or increased vascular permeability. There are several mechanisms involved in vascular leakage or vascular permeability. Most important are formation of endothelial gap, direct endothelial injury, and increased transcytosis. This is a normal blood vessels. This is a normal blood vessels, and these are endothelial cells, and these are the plasma and plasma protein, and these are the inflammatory cells. This is the normal blood vessels. When inflammation occurs, these endothelial cells are contracted, and there is a formation of gap between these two endothelial cells. And this is the first mechanism of increased vascular permeability. And this is the mechanism of direct endothelial injury, and their endothelial cells are damaged by toxins, burn, and radiation, etc. And these are the mechanism. This is the blood vessels, and these are lined by endothelial cells. And first mechanism of the contraction of the endothelial cell. These endothelial cells are contract, and there is a formation of gap between this endothelial cell, and plasma, protein, and neutrophil escape through this interendothelial space. The contraction of the endothelial cells, retraction of the endothelial cells, direct injury to the endothelial cells, endothelial cell injury mediated by leukocytes, and leakness of or neovascularization. And formation of new blood vessel in utero, intrauterine life is called vasculogenesis, and in inflammation it is called angiogenesis. There are 6 possible mechanisms of increased vascular permeability. Of these, 3 mechanisms are very, very important. First important mechanism is formation of endothelial gaps in the venule. This is the commonest mechanism of vascular leakage, and it is elicited by histamine, bradykinin, leukotriene, substance P, and others. This is an MCQ question. What are the chemical mediators help in formation of endothelial gaps? That is histamine, bradykinin, leukotriene, substance P, and others. It is usually short-lived and 15 to 30 minutes and reversible, involving mainly capillaries and arterioles. So first mechanism of increased vascular permeability is formation of endothelial gaps in the venule. It is a important written question. What are the mechanism of vascular leakage, or what are the mechanism of increased vascular permeability? And what are the outcome of increased vascular permeability is formation of exudate. And mechanism of formation of endothelial gap, binding of mediators like histamine. It is a preformed chemical mediator always ready for function and to their receptor on the endothelial cells, and activate signaling pathway that leads to phosphorylation of contractile and cytoskeletal protein, that is myosin. As a result, contraction of the endothelial cells occur and separation of the intercellular junction. So you should memorize first mediator's name, that is histamine, which cause activation of signaling pathway that leads to phosphorylation of contractile and cytoskeletal protein. As a result, contraction of the endothelial cells and separation of the intercellular junction. And this is the gap through which protein, plasma, and leukocyte go outside the extracellular space. Interleukin 1, tumor necrosis factor, gamma interferon also increase vascular permeability by inducing structural reorganization of the cytoskeleton. But it is easy to memorize. The name of the mediator is histamine, and you should memorize name of the histamine, and which activates signaling pathway, leads to phosphorylation of contractile cytoskeletal protein. As a result, contraction of the this endothelial cells, and formation and separation of intercellular junction, and endothelial gap is formed. Second mechanism is direct endothelial injury. Toxin, burns, and variety of chemicals that cause direct endothelial injury, and the result of endothelial cell necrosis and detachment. And this happen at arterioles, capillaries, and venules. It's caused by necrotizing injuries affecting capillaries, venules, arteries. And this reaction is known as immediate sustained response. Direct endothelial injury is known as immediate sustained response. And this is the gap and through which the plasma protein cells are leakage occur. Another important mechanism is increased transcytosis across the endothelial cytoplasm. And transcytosis occurs across the channel consisting of clusters of interconnected uncoated vesicles and vacuoles called vesiculovacuolar organelles. These are the vacuoles. These are the vacuoles, and this is called vesiculovacuolar organelle, many of which located close to the intercellular junction. All of these are vesicular organelles, and clusters of interconnected uncoated vesicles and vacuoles called vesiculovacuolar organelles and located to the intercellular junction. And vascular endothelial growth factor, important name, is responsible for this vascular leakage by increasing number and size of these channels. So three important mechanisms of increased vascular permeability are formation of endothelial gaps in the venule. Number one, formation of endothelial gaps in the venule, and it is occurred by histamine, bradykinin, leukotriene, substance P and other. And second mechanism is direct endothelial injury, is occurred due to toxin, burns and chemicals. And third important mechanism is increased transcytosis. It is caused by vascular endothelial growth factor. And you should memorize these three mechanisms: formation of endothelial gap, direct endothelial injury, and increased transcytosis. It is a very important written question. What are the mechanism of increased vascular permeability? So we have learned about vascular events. Vascular events consist of two parts. First response is vasodilation, and second response is increased vascular permeability. Vasodilation produced due to histamine and which increase blood flow. As a result, heat and redness is produced. And second mechanism is increased vascular permeability. As a result, swelling or tumor of the inflammation occurs. Now, cellular events or leukocyte extravasation and phagocytosis, very important for written and viva. Cellular events, it is leukocyte extravasation and phagocytosis. A critical function of inflammation is to delivery of leukocytes to the site of injury. This is the main function of inflammation, that is delivery of leukocytes to the site of injury to eliminating the offending agent. The sequence of events in this journey is called extravasation. That is, the journey of leukocytes from blood vessel to the site of injury is called extravasation. This is the important question. What is extravasation? That is, journey of leukocytes from blood vessel to the site of injury is called extravasation. And it is divided into 3R. Easy to memorize. We can divide into 3R. First R is recruitment. Second R is recognition, and third R is removal. That is RRR. First R is recruitment, second R is recognition, and third R is removal. And recruitment consists of margination, rolling, adhesion, transmigration or diabetes and chemotaxis. And recognition of microbes and necrotic tissue by phagocytosis, and final R is removal of the offending agent. So, cellular events consist of three steps, that is RRR. First R is recognition, first R is recruitment, second R is recognition, and third R is removal. Recruitment, recognition and removal. And now process of recruitment. This is a normal blood vessels, and the normal condition, in uninflamed condition, normal vascular endothelia means unactivated, and in normal condition, unactivated form, leukocyte does not bind with the circulating cells. That is, this is the normal blood vessels. In normal state, they are unactivated and does not bind with the circulating cells or allow passage of the plasma or plasma protein in normal condition. But in inflammation, the endothelial cell is activated and can bind with leukocytes and allow their exit from blood vessels. This is normal and this is inflamed. Normal blood vessel endothelial cell is normal and does not bind with the inflammatory cells and does not allow cell pass through this endothelial gap. But in case of inflammation, endothelial cell activated and can bind with leukocytes and allow their exit from the blood vessels. In normally flowing blood, the red cells are confined to the central axial column and displacing leukocytes towards the wall of the vessels. In normal blood vessels, the red cells are confined to the central axial column and displacing the leukocytes towards the wall of the vessels. Because of the stasis in early stages of inflammation, the more white cell assume a peripheral position along the endothelial surface. This is called margination. And due to process of stasis, more white cells assume in the peripheral location, and this is called margination. And subsequently, individuals and rows of leukocytes adhere to the transiently to the endothelial cells and detach and bind again and again. This is called rolling. So first margination, then adhesion, then rolling. Margination, rolling, then adhesion, and transmigration. And subsequently, the individual and rows of leukocytes adhere transiently to the endothelium, detach and bind again and again, and thus rolling of the vessels occur. The cells finally come to a rest at its point and adhere firmly. This is called adhesion. So, recruitment first steps is margination, then rolling, then adhesion, then transmigration occur, and finally chemotaxis. So, recruitment consists of inside the lumen, margination, rolling, adhesion, and outside the blood vessel, chemotaxis, and through the blood vessel, transmigration occur. So first R is recruitment, second R is recognition, third R is removal. Recruitment consists of margination, rolling, adhesion, transmigration, and chemotaxis. So now I will discuss details of this transmigration and adhesion process. Before discussing this transmigration adhesion, I want to discuss some adhesion molecule receptor. Leukocyte adhesion transmigration regulated largely by the binding of complementary adhesion molecules on the leukocytes and endotheliums. Chemoattractants and some cytokines affect this process by modulating the surface expression or avidity of the adhesion molecules. There are variety of adhesion molecule receptor. Of these four are important. First important receptor for adhesion molecules are selectins. There are three types of selectins: E-selectins, P-selectins, and L-selectins. They bind through their lectin domains to the surface glycoprotein. You should remember two words: oligosaccharides and glycoprotein. And E-selectin bind through their lectin domains to oligosaccharide to the surface glycoprotein. Second important adhesion receptor is immunoglobulin family. This consists of two types: intracellular adhesion molecule and vascular cellular adhesion molecule. Both of these molecules serves as a ligand for integrin that are found on leukocytes. And third adhesion receptor is integrin. They act as a ligand for immunoglobulin family and extracellular matrix. Then mucin-like glycoprotein. They serves as a ligand for leukocyte adhesion molecule called CD44. And glycoprotein are found in the extracellular matrix on the cell surface named heparan sulfate. This is an MCQ question. Name some mucin-like glycoprotein, that is CD44 and heparan sulfate. Now mechanism of adhesion and transmigration. This is a written question. Adhesion, transmigration. Mechanism of adhesion and transmigration. The first event are induction of the adhesion molecules. Induction of the adhesion molecules on the endothelial surface. This is the endothelial cells and this is the inside of the blood vessel and this is extracellular space. The first event are the induction of adhesion molecules on the endothelial cells. An induction consists of redistribution of adhesion molecule, induction of adhesion molecule to the endothelium and increased avidity of the endothelium. This is the figure. First, redistribution of the P-selectin, then induction of the endothelial cell adhesion molecules and then increased avidity of the integrin. These are the induction means bringing. So first event are induction of adhesion molecules on the endothelial surface. Mediators such as histamine, platelet activating factor, thrombin stimulate redistribution of P-selectin from its normal intercellular stores in the granules of the cell surface. So first event are induction of the adhesion molecule, then mediators such as histamine, platelet activating factor thrombin stimulates redistribution of P-selectin from its normal intercellular stores in granules on the cell surface. And resident tissue macrophage, this is resident tissue macrophage mast cell which release tumor necrosis factor and interleukin 1. And second steps is tissue macrophage and mast cell release tumor necrosis factor interleukin 1. They act on the post-capillary venules and induce expression of the adhesion molecule P-selectin. And within 1 to 2 hours, endothelial cell begins to express P-selectin, E-selectin. At the same time, leukocyte express carbohydrate ligand for this selectin. And I am repeating this process again. The first events of adhesion and transmigration is induction of adhesion molecules on the endothelial cells. And histamine, platelet activating factor thrombin, stimulation of redistribution of P-selectin from its normal stores. And resident tissue macrophage mast cell release tumor necrosis factor interleukin 1, which act on the postcapillary venules and induce expression of P-selectin on the endothelial surface. This P-selectin expressed on the endothelial surface. And at the same time, this is leukocyte neutrophil express ligand for this P-selectin. This is ligand for P-selectin. This is adhesion molecules on the endothelial surface. But they are low affinity interaction and they are easily disrupted by flowing blood. They are easily disrupted by the flowing blood. As a result, the bound leukocyte detach and bind again and again and roll along the endothelial surface. This is called rolling. And tumor necrosis factor interleukin 1 also induce expression of ligand for integrin. Then this integrin is activated and chemokines that produce at the site of injury and activation of integrin, the firm integrin mediated binding to the endothelial cells occur. These are the low affinity binding. Then due to chemokines and activation of integrin, there is a firm adhesion occur between the integrin and endothelial cells. And they are ready for transmigration. Transmigration of leukocytosis occurs mainly post-capillary venules and chemokines that act on the adherent leukocytes stimulate cells to migrate through the endothelial space toward the chemical gradient. And several adhesion molecules are present in the intercellular junction. Important adhesion molecules are CD31 and platelet endothelial cell adhesion molecules. And transmigration occurs. And after traversing the endothelium, the leukocyte pierces the basement membrane by secreting collagenase and enter into the extracellular space and they are ready for chemotaxis. These are the mechanism of adhesion and transmigration. I want to repeat this mechanism from starting. Cellular events consist of leukocyte extravasation and phagocytosis. We can divide into following steps. We can divide that following steps by 3R. First R is recruitment, second R is recognition, and third R is removal. Recruitment consists of margination, rolling, adhesion, transmigration, and chemotaxis. Then recognition of microbes by phagocytosis, and finally removal of the offending agents. Normally, flowing blood in the venous, the red cells are in the central axial column and displacing the leukocytes toward the wall of the vessels. And because of the stasis, the more white cells assume a peripheral location and this is called margination. And subsequently, individual and rows of leukocytes adhere transiently to the endothelium, detach and bind again and again. This is called rolling. Margination, rolling, then adhesion, and they squeeze through this endothelial space. This is called transmigration, and from journey of leukocyte from extracellular space to the site of injury, it is called chemotaxis. And these are the adhesion molecule receptor: P-selectin, E-selectin, L-selectin, immunoglobulin family, integrin, mucin like glycoprotein. And these are the mechanisms of adhesion and transmigration. First events are induction of adhesion molecule on the endothelial cells, and histamine, platelet activating factor, and thrombin stimulate redistribution of P-selectin from its normal stores in the granules to the cell surface. And macrophage, tissue macrophage and mast cells release cytokines like tumor necrosis factor, interleukin 1. This is the second steps. This tumor necrosis factor and interleukin 1 induce the expression of the adhesion molecule on the endothelial cell, that is induce expression of P-selectin, E-selectin. At the same time, leukocyte release lesion for this P-selectin and E-selectin. This is a low affinity binding and they are easily disrupted by flowing blood, and as a result leukocyte detach and bind again and again, and rolling of the endothelial cells occurs. Then tumor necrosis factor and interleukin 1 release expression of integrin, and integrin is activated due to action of chemokines, and there is a firm adhesion occur between the endothelial cells integrin and lesion on the leukocyte. This is a firm adhesion and they are ready for transmigration. And transmigration occurs mainly in the post-capillary venues, and chemokines act on the adherent leukocytes and stimulate the cells migrate through the interendothelial space. This is the interendothelial space towards the chemical gradient. And several adhesion molecules act on the intercellular junction, that is platelet endothelial cell adhesion molecule and CD31. And after traversing the basement membrane, they release collagenase enzyme and enter into the extravascular space, and then they are ready for chemotaxis. This is a written question, mechanism of adhesion and transmigration. Now, what is chemotaxis? Very, very important question. What is chemotaxis? It is defined as locomotion oriented along chemical gradient. Locomotion oriented along chemical gradient. This is called chemotaxis. After exiting the circulation, leukocyte immigrate in the tissue towards the site of injury by a process is called chemical gradient. This is called chemical chemotaxis. After exiting the circulation, leukocyte immigrate in the tissue towards the site of injury by a process is called chemotaxis, and it is defined as locomotion oriented along a chemical gradient. All leukocytes have this property, and there are two types of chemoattractants: exogenous and endogenous. Exogenous commonly bacterial products, and endogenous are complement C5a, leukotriene B4, and cytokines like interleukin A. It's a very important question. What are the chemoattractant? Very important. Endogenous chemoattractant are complement C5a, leukotriene B4, and interleukin 8. And mechanism of chemotaxis is not so important for written viva. You should remember definition of chemotaxis and what are the chemoattractant. Very important. Exogenous and endogenous. Endogenous chemoattractant are complement C5a, leukotriene B4, and interleukin 8. And before starting phagocytosis, you should know what is leukocyte activation. Microbes, products of necrotic cells, antigen-antibody complex, cytokines, chemotactic factors induce a number of response in the leukocytes. It is called leukocyte activation. Microbes, product of necrotic cells, antigen-antibody complex, cytokines, chemotactic factors induce a number of response in the leukocytes. It is called leukocyte activation. An activation results from several signaling pathways that are triggered in leukocytes, resulting in increased cytosolic calcium and activation of enzyme named protein kinase C and phospholipase A2. These enzymes are very important for production of chemical mediators or activation of arachidonic acid metabolites, phospholipase A2 and protein kinase C. And leukocyte activation is characterized by production of arachidonic acid metabolites from phospholipid degranulation and secretion of lysosomal enzymes, and activation of oxidative burst, secretion of cytokines, and modulation of leukocyte adhesion molecules. And it is a short note question. What is leukocyte activation and what are the characteristic point of leukocyte activation? Very, very important short note question. What is leukocyte activation? Leukocyte express a number of receptors like toll-like receptor, G protein coupled receptor, receptor for cytokine, receptor for opsin. It is an MCQ question. What are the receptor express on the leukocytes? Now, very, very important. Second R is recognition of the microbes. Second R. First R was recruitment. Second R was removal, recognition, and third R, final R is removal. Recruitment, recognition, removal, and recognition of microbes and necrosis, necrotic tissue occur by phagocytosis. So we'll start second R. Phagocytosis. It is the uptake of particulate material from external environment by the leukocyte for killing and degradation. It is the uptake of particulate material from external environment by the leukocyte for killing and degradation. And phagocytosis has three steps. Very, very important. Phagocytosis is a very, very, very important question for written and viva. Phagocytosis has three steps: recognition and attachment of the particle to be ingested by the leukocytes, engulfment of the foreign particles and formation of phagocytic vacuoles, and killing or degradation of the ingested material. And neutrophil and macrophage act as a phagocytic cells. Neutrophil and macrophage are phagocytic cells. Now, what are the steps? First steps is recognition and attachment of the particle to be ingested by the leukocytes, engulfment of the foreign particles and formation of phagocytic vacuoles, and finally killing or degradation of the ingested material. Now, first steps is recognition. Neutrophil and macrophage has expressed two type of receptor: mannose receptor, scavenger receptor, and receptor for opsonin. Mannose receptor binds to the glycoprotein and glycolipids of the cell membrane, and scavenger receptor binds a variety of microbes, and final receptor is opsonin. Very, very important. We all doctors and medical students are recognized by our white coat apron. At the same way, microbes, bacteria are coated by a protein is called opsonin, and it is recognized by the leukocyte for receptor specific for this opsonin. So opsonin is a coating for the microbes which are recognized by the phagocytic cells, that is macrophage and neutrophil. So recognition and attachment, three type of receptor. Important receptor is opsonin, mannose receptor, scavenger receptor, and receptor for opsonin. Mannose receptor binds to the glycoprotein and glycolipid. Scavenger receptor binds variety of microbes and opsonin. Very, very, very important question. What is opsonin? Opsonin is a specific protein which enhances the phagocytic activity. The efficacy of phagocytosis is greatly enhanced when microbes are opsonized by specific protein named opsonin, for which the phagocytic cell express high affinity receptor. Most important opsonins are Fc fragment of IgG and complement C3b and lectin. Very, 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 very important. What are the opsonins? Fc fragment of IgG, complement C3b and certain lectins. So recognition and attachment mainly occur by opsonin. And what is opsonin? Opsonin is a specific protein which enhances the phagocytic activity, and major opsonins are Fc fragment of IgG, complement C3b and certain lectin. And receptor for this opsonin which are located in the phagocytic cell surface. And receptor for Fc fragment of IgG and the leukocytes are Fc gamma R. The receptor for Fc fragment of IgG are Fc gamma R fragment of IgG located in the leukocytes. And receptor for complement C3b are complement receptor R123. You must know this opsonin and name of the receptor. When opsonin is Fc fragment of IgG, then name of the receptor is Fc gamma R. When opsonin is complement C3b, then receptor is complement receptor 123. Fc fragment of IgG, receptor Fc gamma R. And when complement C3b is opsonin and receptor is complement receptor 1, 2, 3. Very, very, very important. What are the opsonin and what are the receptor for this opsonin? So major opsonins are Fc fragment of IgG and receptor is Fc gamma R, and another opsonin is complement C3b and receptor is complement receptor R123. Now second steps is engulfment. Recognition and attachment of the particle to be ingested by the leukocytes, engulfment of the foreign particles and formation of phagocytic vacuoles, killing or degradation of the ingested material. So second steps is engulfment of the foreign particles and formation of phagocytic vacuoles. Engulfment by pseudopod encircling the phagocytic cell particles with subsequent formation of phagocytic vacuoles or phagosome. And engulfment, after a particle is bound to phagocytic receptor, extension of the cytoplasm or pseudopods flow around it and the plasma membrane pinch off to form a vesicles named phagosome that enclose the particle. The phagosome then fuse with the lysosomal granules, resulting discharge of the granule content into the phagolysosome and formation of phagolysosome. The engulfment is mechanism where the particle is flow around the pseudopod and the fuse with the lysosomal membrane form a bag-like structure named phagolysosome. When phagosome is fused with lysosomal membrane, it is called phagolysosome. Now, third and final mechanism of killing or degradation of phagocytosis. Killing or degradation occurs by two ways: oxygen dependent mechanism and oxygen independent mechanism. An important mechanism is oxygen dependent mechanism. Very, 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 very important. And this dependent mechanism, you should remember name of three enzyme and name of three free radicals. And name of the enzymes are: first enzyme is NADPH oxidase, second enzyme is dismutase, and third enzyme is myeloperoxidase. And production of the first free radical is superoxide ion, then hydrogen peroxide, and then peroxynitrate. Now, oxygen dependent mechanism. Microbial killing is accomplished largely by the oxygen dependent mechanism, and phagocytosis stimulates burst in oxygen consumption and increased glycosanolysis, increased glucose oxidation via hexose monophosphate shunt, and production of reactive oxygen intermediate. So first product is reactive oxygen intermediate by increased oxygen consumption, increased glycosanolysis, increase glucose oxidation via hexose monophosphate shunt, and produce reactive oxygen intermediate. Reactive oxygen intermediate. The generation of oxygen metabolites is due to rapid activation of oxidase NADPH oxidase, which oxidize NADPH and in the process reduce oxygen to produce superoxide ion. So name of the first free radical that is produced in this mechanism is superoxide ion by NADPH oxidase. So you should remember superoxide ion and NADPH oxidase. The first enzyme is NADPH oxidase and first production is superoxide ion. And superoxide that converted into hydrogen peroxide by spontaneous dismutation by dismutase enzyme. The second product is hydrogen peroxide and second enzyme is dismutase. But this hydrogen peroxide is weakly microbicidal, so another enzyme is released from the lysosome, myeloperoxidase, and with the help of halide named fluorine, they produce a highly bactericidal product, hypochlorite. Although hydrogen peroxide myeloperoxidase halide system is the most efficient bactericidal mechanism, the reactive oxygen species produced during an oxidative burst can kill bacteria directly. And nitric oxide produced from arginine by the action of nitric oxide synthase also participates in the microbial killing. And nitric oxide reacts with superoxide to generate highly reactive free radical peroxynitrite. It is a very strong microbicidal agent. Now, oxygen independent mechanism. This is also important for written viva. What are the oxygen independent mechanism? And bacterial killing can also occur through the action of substance in the leukocyte granules. This includes bacterial permeability increasing protein, lysosome, lactoferrin, major basic protein, defensins, and kill organisms are then degraded by hydrolase and other enzymes in the lysosome. These are all about phagocytosis. I want to repeat this mechanism again. First steps of the phagocytosis is recognition and attachment. Second is engulfment of the foreign particles and formation of phagocytic vacuoles. And third, killing and degradation. First steps of recognition. Now the microbes are recognized by mannose receptor. This is mannose receptor, scavenger receptor, or receptor for opsonin. You should remember name of two opsonin and name of two receptor. Opsonin is a specific protein which cause coating of these microbial products. This is microbes and it is coated by specific protein name opsonin. And there are two types of opsonin. Fc fragment of IgG and receptor for this Fc fragment is Fc gamma R and complement C3b and it recognized by complement CR123. And first steps is finished and recognition and attachment. And second steps is engulfment. This is the second steps, engulfment. After a particle bound to the receptor, extension of the cytoplasm. This is cytoplasm. Extension of the cytoplasm, that is called pseudopode, flow around the material and the plasma membrane pinch of it to form a vesicles named phagosome and enclose the particle. This phagosome then fuse with the lysosomal membrane. This is phagosome, this is lysosome, and fusion of this lysosomal membrane produce phagolysosome. This is phagolysosome, and they then release the toxic enzymes and free radical for killing of the microorganism. And final steps is killing. And by two mechanism, oxygen dependent mechanism and oxygen independent mechanism. And oxygen dependent mechanism, you should memorize three enzyme and three free radical. First enzyme is NADPH oxidase, which produce superoxide anion and which is converted into hydrogen peroxide by dismutase enzyme, and hydrogen peroxide in presence of myeloperoxidase and chlorine, it produces hypochlorite. This is the mechanism. And another mechanism, nitric oxide produced by arginine by action of nitric oxide synthase also participate in microbial killing, and nitric oxide then reacts with superoxide ion to produce strong, highly reactive free radical peroxynitrite. And these are the final mechanism of killing. So phagocytosis has three steps: recognition, engulfment, and killing. It's all about phagocytosis. It's a very, 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 very important written question, and you should draw this figure to obtain good marks. This is the mechanism of phagocytosis: recognition, attachment, engulfment, and final killing and degradation. Another short note question is a favorite question for the examiner. What is prostate phagocytosis? In cells exposed to potentially ingestible materials such as immune complex on flat surface, that is glomerular basement membrane, attachment of the immune complex to the leukocytes trigger membrane movement. But because of flat surface, phagocytosis does not occur and lysosomal enzymes are released into the media. This is called prostate phagocytosis. When phagolysosome occur in the flat surface and phagocytosis does not occur and lysosomal enzymes are released into the media. This is called prostate phagocytosis. Next class we will discuss about chemical mediators and arachidonic acid metabolites, inshallah. So what we have learned today? Today our topics was events of inflammation, that is vascular events and cellular events. Vascular events consist of two steps. It is vasodilation and increased vascular permeability. First response was vasodilation, which increased blood flow, and second was increased vascular permeability or vascular leakage. And vascular leakage occur by three mechanisms: formation of endothelial graft, direct endothelial injury, and increased transcytosis. And what are the outcome of increased vascular permeability? That is production of exudate. Then cellular events, that is leukocyte extravasation and phagocytosis. And cellular event consists of 3 R. First R is recruitment, second R is recognition, and third R is removal. And recruitment consists of margination, rolling, adhesion, transmigration, and chemotaxis. And recognition of microbes and necrotic tissue by phagocytosis. Final removal of the offending agent by macrophage and other phagocytic cells. These are the mechanism of adhesion and transmigration: margination, rolling, adhesion, transmigration, then chemotaxis, and final mechanism is killing, phagocytosis and killing. So our next topics will be arachidonic acid metabolites and chemical mediator, inshallah.